with Star Trek Picard, Broken Pieces, we get another filler episode. Imagine that. About 5 minutes, maybe, probably less than that, of any actual progression of story, if you can even call it that. I guess just, action. And the rest of it is Captain Rios feeling sorry for himself. We learned that he drove his Starfleet captain to suicide because he called him on his murder of android people. Apparently, when Rios sees Soji, and suddenly there was yet a third version of her called Jaina. Yeah. And her brother Jan. The Wonder Twins. Or Zan, I guess is what Jan would be one. Anyway, and of course Commodore O. Is, of course, the Romulan spy. And she's a member of the Zhat Vash. And we get a brief scene of their moment where we discover that they're based on the Bene Gesserit of Dune, because this show just robs and steals from other sci-fi entities, and a lot of the views of the Klingons and whatnot from Star Trek Discovery looked an awful lot like Dune settings and whatnot, but anyway, that's another story. They're the Bene Gesserit, and they have their prophetic moment, and it drives all of them insane except for the one that's already insane because she's a creepy, incestuous monster. And she's going to be the leader for O to take down the coming threat of the android Armageddon. We get flashes of the android Armageddon, which apparently looks biblical and whatnot. But my guess is it's the totality of both scripts for Star Trek Discovery Seasons 1 and 2, the script for Star Trek Picard, and the script for Star Trek Discovery Season 3. Yeah, they just couldn't take it, Only a whacked out, incestuous creep could survive it, And all this is based on some dead society that left a message that they created artificial life and it led to disaster. So don't let it happen. Okay, and apparently they had the power to move a planet in between a bunch of stars or something. Anyway, all this is just all of a sudden revealed and stuff. But for the most part, the show is just Rios feeling bad and depressed. And then Raffi has to talk to his hologram versions of himself. And it's silly. Tee-hee. And, oh God, it's so bad. Agnes is willing to turn herself in when they get to the starbase, Deep Space 12 or something. But first, they're going to have to make a detour because Soji decides, we got to go to my planet. And she takes over the ship for a brief moment. But then Rios gets the drop on her and takes it back. But they figured, let's just go. And then Picard reminds Rios that even though Starfleet didn't know the order he was given to he and his captain to kill off the androids and all that, Starfleet's still at fault because they gave in to fear when the androids burned Mars to the ground. Yeah. No, the ban was wrong. And yeah. So anyway, Captain Picard contacts Starfleet and to remind the stupid admiral who cussed him out that he was in the right. And even though she realizes this, he's still got to have his obligatory scene of being lectured by a woman. And that's been in every episode, I believe. So we get that scene, even though he's been proven correct. And she should have listened to him. And she agrees to send some ships his way. But still, she had to put him in his place and cuss him out, literally. Because, the new maturity of Star Trek is to have F-bombs in it. Because, I don't know, CBS All Access finds that impressive. So, so you got that. And Picard's just got to sit there and bow his head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Then he makes eggs for Soji, and they talk about stuff. And more, she's just going to magically know stuff because it's all in there. So it's been activated, unlocked, so she just knows things and all that. So Agnes was supposed to be in on this whole deal that she's seen the doomsday prophecy of the synthetic people and what they'll bring to the galaxy. And that's why she killed the man she loved, Bruce Maddox. She killed him. But she's had a change of heart. And first meeting Soji, she doesn't want to kill Soji. She's, you know what? I'm on your side now. This artificial girl she's just now met. But her boyfriend, well, he was just a man. Look, she feels bad about it. She even threw up. So, it's good. And that's it. Yeah. Oh, well, 7 to 9 showed up. So that's nice. And, I mean, the entire time she's on there, I mean, they stretch it out, but it's probably, I don't know, a minute or two. But she comes in just out of the blue to save Elf Nor, who was pretty well screwed at the end there, except he found a magic key. But, of course, he can't lock into the Borg cube because he's not a Borg, but guess who is? So that's exactly what she does. She kind of temporarily becomes the Borg queen of this cube and is taking it over. Meanwhile, creepy, incestuous sister fights back against all this. And slowly but surely, the Borg begin to take over, even though she's managed to dump a bunch of them in space, screaming into the void, you know. But eventually they get the drop on her, and it looks like it's all over for a creepy, incestuous sister. But it looks like she managed to beam out the last bit, and they had all these Romulan warbirds ready to take off, a whole bunch of them, but it looks like only one of them managed to find Rios' ship before it went into this transwarp vortex that's faster than normal warp and gets to the secret planet of the androids. So there we are. That's, you know, and I don't know how they're gonna stretch out the next episode so they can have moments where they sit around and you know, consider their navels and talk about their feelings before each other and stuff like that while battling the Romulans to protect this android world. But you know, maybe they'll think of something, because I think this is it. They got 2 more episodes, and yeah, for a plot that would have been wrapped up in 1 episode in Star Trek, and it would have been much better. This is just stupid. I mean, it covers material that the show already dealt with and resolved. So it's just some of the scenery looks cool, looks expensive. I'm guessing it was. That's about it. Yeah. Thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe? Check out the link description below. That'll take you to my stores with t-shirts and whatnot. And you can also pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night over at indieplanet.com. And, of course, you can listen to my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at radiomisfits.com. And, of course, you can watch my videos over at BitChute.